More technical difficulties. That was self-inflicted. I had the microphone muted. What's up, guys? Hey, sorry for the delay. Always, let's do that over again. Always technical difficulties when you're working with technology. Even did a test run last night, and it went perfectly. And then it took forever to get this live stream started tonight. Hopefully you guys can hear us. If you can hear us, drop us a comment. It'll show up for us here. And we'll get started in just a second, now that we're going again. And as soon as we know that you guys can hear us.
There's a glare on my face.
Oh, it's coming right in on, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, here's the other issue. Oh, Julie, can you hear us now, though, at least? Here's our first comment of the night. Anyway, also during the test run last night, it was dark outside.
So we didn't have
We didn't have this. That's bad. That's not good at all.
Oh, well.
It's
okay.
We'll just have to deal with it. It's on you, not on me. Anyway, good evening, guys. It's been a long time since we live streamed from home. I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. It was a 2,500 subscriber celebration live stream. Loud and clear. All right, perfect. Sean's
Awesome.
on. What's up, guys, everybody? Anyway, we got a trip coming up in 11 days, so we're super excited. I can clear that off of there now. So we're super excited about that, and we thought we'd just jump on and chat with you guys about our upcoming trip, maybe even get some tips from you guys, let you know what we're going to be doing, what's coming, and anything else Vegas related or not you guys want to talk about tonight. So be active in the comments so that we feel like staying on here, because you never know how these are going to go. You live stream in Vegas, everybody wants to watch. You live stream at home, and it's kind of...
Right. And I always say ask all the questions. That's what we're here for. But yeah, we'll get into talking about our upcoming Vegas trip. This is actually, Jordan says it's not for his birthday, but...
Don't tell anybody where we're staying, because that's going to be a game this evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to... I mean, on the fly, that's getting really bad on your face. Do you want to see if we can turn the camera and maybe scoot down a little bit or something? Because that's not good. Hold on. Scoot the whole bench down a little bit.
Okay.
Sun will be down soon enough. Well, now we're going to get the front door.
It's fine. The sun's off of me, at least.
Perfect.
Well, we did our best.
You just can't account for every contingency. Anyway, let's see who's on. We've got Sean, Julie, Matt. Hello, Matt. Cheryl, Julie again. For the joy of Vegas. Hey, happy Monday to you too. We figured Monday would probably be a good day to do these because everybody's home sitting on the couch on a Monday night if they're like us. But anyway, Vegas in 11 days. We're staying someplace that we've sort of stayed but actually never stayed before. And one of us is wearing a little hint. If anybody gets it right before we tell you, based on hints that are on the screen, maybe we just send you a t-shirt. That'd be cool. We still got some Show Me Vegas t-shirts left. We finally just sent one out to somebody who guessed our anniversary correctly a month and a half ago. Finally sent that out. But I promise you'll get one. It may just take 6 weeks to get there. If you can guess where we're staying based on the clues that might be on one of our bodies.
So Sean asked, what are the beverages during our live stream? So we are actually both having margaritas.
And Sean, you already know where we're staying, so you're out of this. So
Silent Sean.
Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to throw up a couple more hints. So now you know, wait. So now you know which one of the shirts it is. We're not staying at the Flamingo. I can already tell you that.
Oh yeah, it is a flamingo. I didn't know which one I had on.
You didn't know which one you had on?
I can't remember.
How embarrassing. Sorry, Matt. It's not Bellagio. We were there last...
Not Flamingo.
January. Not Flamingo, not Bellagio.
Yeah.
But we're going in 11 days. Let's talk a little bit about the other stuff we're going to do, because we just found out, I just realized 3 nights ago, that one of our favorite shows in Las Vegas ever is coming back finally after COVID. It was gone for a long time, and it's Raiding the Rock Vault. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen Raiding the Rock Vault. probably the most fun we've ever had
It's
at a Vegas show before.
It's a blast. We've seen it 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
Twice at the Tropicana, twice at the Hard Rock. Then it moved to the Rio not long before COVID came and closed everything down. They never came back. The correct answer, yeah, the Wynn, built on the site of the Desert Inn. I love these t-shirts. We get these from moonshot.com. I feel like I'm doing a commercial for them. They're not paying us for this.
I wish.
I wish they'd just send me free t-shirts to mention that on a live stream. But yeah, the Wynn and Encore is built where the Desert Inn was torn down. Steve Wynn bought it, tore it down, built his own stuff there, and the Wynn is there now. We have stayed at Encore before. That's why I said we've stayed there, but not really. Because last time we were there, we stayed at Encore. We're staying at Wynn this time around. Great show. Yep, it is absolutely a great show.
Hey, Josh and Rachel.
Josh and Rachel are on. What's up, guys? They know where we're staying as well, because we might just bump into them. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's supposed to drop off of there. There it is. Anyway, brought in some pictures. Let's go with a different look here. When you got to be your own producer and the on-air talent at the same time.
And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here, so I know none of this.
Feel free to talk. So anyway, we're going to go to Raiding the Rock Vault on Friday night. That was just in. Actually, they opened this coming Friday night, the 17th. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to be, I think they're open Thursday through Monday, something like that. And so this is only going to be like their 4th or 5th show since they've come back.
And it's at a whole new venue.
Yeah, it's going to be at it's a place called the Duomo at the Rio, and it used to be a small music venue, and they've apparently revamped it and put like a casual Italian eatery into it as well, which seems like a really
little
weird.
Confusing.
I'm not sure if we're going to go eat there first or not. But we have some other plans for dinner.
I would hope so.
The average age of these, if you're not familiar with the show, these guys are actual band members from some of the hair bands from the 80s and 90s, and they put on an awesome show. Even if some of them are like in their 60s now, they're still amazing. So we're psyched about that. You do have to go to the Rio to see it, and you've never been to the Rio.
Never been to the Rio. I've been to Vegas 20 sometimes, but I've never been to the Rio. Nor have I actually been to the Palms, even though Jordan got to go at the end of April. I've never been, so we talked about maybe going by there and then heading to Rio. We'll see. We're not sure.
Yeah, so we have to. Yeah, we might do that. We still have to pick out a dinner before that. We're thinking about going to the Peppermill. We're going to be dressed down a bit to go to a rock show, so. And the Peppermill's got a cool old school vibe, and the show is all about basically rock, the history of rock from the 70s really through about the early 2000s. And so that would be a cool place to go, but we might go by the Palms. What was it like having to send me off to Vegas by myself while you just stayed here and lived the dream last month?
Yeah, well, I wasn't.
It was over last month. It was in April.
At the end of April. It felt weird. I mean, unfortunately, I had to work. It is what it is. But Jordan got to go, and I just had to. Of course, this trip was a little different because it was really a work trip for him. I mean, he filmed a ton, and honestly, every evening he was pretty exhausted by the end of it. So, a little different when he was going solo. He was trying to get a lot more footage than if I were to I guess.
I called it a work trip. Yeah. That was just my way of trying to make it seem like it was a better deal than it really was for her.
Yeah. Oh, well, whatever.
I did get a lot of stuff. The problem is I've not been able to package it all and make a lot of videos. I did do that Excalibur buffet video recently. I did that while I was by myself, if you couldn't tell. And I got some other stuff we want to put out there on the channel. But Josh and Rachel have not been to the Palms either. Julie says you're not missing anything at the Rio. Yeah, you definitely aren't missing anything at the Rio, but you'll get to see it. But you know what? If we're going to go to that show, maybe we should do Kiss mini golf before the show.
It's a possibility.
I mean, you could wear gloves.
Although I wonder if it's open. I know there has been a lot of times it's been closed when people have gone through there.
DJ, Jenny, and me say Peppermill was all right. We have been to Peppermill, I think, twice. And it's not great, but it's so cool. Am I right? You're reading
Peppermint?
comments.
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
You're reading comments.
I just want to make sure we're not missing anything.
The peppermint, the food is nothing to write home about. It's diner food.
It's I will say it's huge portions. The price is good for Vegas prices, and the fact that you can get just massive portions. Really, everything that we've had there in the past, we lounge could split.
And the Fireside Lounge.
Yeah, and the Fireside Lounge
is the coolest.
It's so retro and fun. I mean, that's kind of, in my opinion, I like that kind of vibe.
It was used briefly in the filming of Casino. It's very brief, but it was used in that, and it's got such a cool. It's straight out of the '70s. It's like you walked right back into about 1978 at the Peppermill Lounge. Josh, I do dishes all the time.
He does.
I do. There we go. I do dishes all the time. I'm a great doer of the dishes.
He is. I'll give it that.
Right? All right.
I'll give it that.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room real quick. I've never been on YouTube before without my scraggly beard. Instead, I've got this luscious mustache. And you're probably wondering what's going on. You look like a cop. Well, we saw Top Gun Maverick just like everybody else, right? And Rooster, he's a little bit of a heartthrob. And one night after a few drinks, she convinced me to go shave everything but my mustache, which I have done before. I did it one time about 3 years ago. Hated it. Couldn't grow it back fast enough. But I decided to do it anyway. So here's what she thought she was getting. And here's what she got.
Can you do the dance?
No, I won't do the shirtless beach scene either. Can you tell the difference? I do look a little cop-ish with this mustache,
yeah.
But the irony of this whole deal is I don't hate it necessarily this time.
It's because it's the end thing right now.
Mustaches are kind of coming back. They're kind of in now. I can't quite bring myself to shave it all the way down, so I got to leave just a little bit around. But the mustache plays, I think. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, that was not a very ringing endorsement. Yeah, so not quite.
Hello,
what
Laura
she thought
from
she was
North
getting.
Carolina. Is it as hot there as it is here right now?
I can't believe it would be any hotter. So when we go to Vegas here in 11 days, it's going to be 107, 108, 109, I think, the 3 days we're there.
Our weather here in Missouri is prepping us for it this week, though.
Our heat index was 100 degrees with the humidity today, so it was plenty warm. Excuse me, I was about to... Okay. Got to dye the stash a bit darker for the effect. Yeah, it's getting bleached out summertime.
Hey, someone said that you're twins. You're basically twins.
Oh, yeah.
Rooster.
I appreciate that. See this? Me and Rooster, twins. Josh says I should dye it. I'd have to go like eyebrows and the whole bit then, and then my hair. I just don't think I can pull that off. Magnum PI, says Matt. Tom Selleck? I mean, he was not Tom Selleck. Yeah, Tom Selleck was Magnum PI.
That was a serious mustache, though.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Any recommendations for a nice dinner that isn't super expensive? No buffets. Help her out in the comments on that while we think about it. I'm going to think about it. Laura says it was 99 degrees today in North Carolina, so yeah, it was 98 here, and it was probably even more humid where she's at. Anyway, back to the trip. So we haven't stayed at the we stayed at Encore, and we absolutely loved that room. Would you say that was your favorite room that you've ever stayed in Vegas, aside from the Sky Suite?
Oh gosh, yeah, by far.
The Encore suites are phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean everything was pristine. Like the room was. I mean, there was not a single speck of dust.
There wasn't even a scratch.
Nothing. Everything was so well preserved. You want to take that off unless you just really want to take a look at it.
You don't want Rooster up there anymore? All right, we'll go back to... Whoops. We'll go back to that.
Are we going to Vanderpump Paris? So, actually, we talked about this. I know it's Jordan's birthday, but I really want to try out the Vanderpump at Paris. It looked really neat. The drinks looked awesome, and they actually had the small plates that looked really, really good. We've seen this on another YouTube channel, actually. And so I definitely want to go. I've never been to, we've never been to Vanderpump at Caesars, so... but we definitely want to go. I think that's a place we're going to try to get to.
I think the one at Paris, the new one at Paris, looks way cooler than the one at Caesars. And we've never been to the one at Caesars, but just from the pictures and all the videos and stuff I've seen, I think the one at Paris looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks really pretty.
And the thing is, since we're staying at Wynn, we're staying there all 3 nights. We want to go to Resorts World. We want to go to Alley on 66 at Resorts World. So I don't know if we're going to make it down south on the Strip. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But
Sean says it passed the white washcloth test at Encore. It absolutely did.
Oh gosh, you're not kidding.
That was my.
All right, here we go. I got it. I came up with one. We ate there on the last trip. You know what? I got to change up this screen because you can't really read those comments with that. I'll worry about that in a minute. Good restaurant that's not super expensive is at Bellagio, Harvest.
Oh, yeah.
We ate at Harvest last time out. It was our second time eating at Harvest, and it's not cheap, but I think in the echelon of Vegas restaurants, it's very mid-tier as far as price. It's really nice. They have a nice selection. And
we've ate there actually a couple times now, and the food's really good, and the atmosphere is nice. I mean, it's in a good location too. Because you're kind of right in between Bellagio and Park MGM and that back area, and I think that's why it kind of gets forgotten about in that back area, in that walkway. But we've eaten there actually twice, and it's really good. And price wise, I feel like even though it is a nice restaurant, it's very reasonable. Beach all day guy says, being from Missouri, which barbecue place do you guys endorse in Las Vegas? And believe it or not, we've not ever eaten barbecue in Las Vegas because we'd probably be disappointed. Yeah.
Everybody says just that the place at the Palms, what is it called?
Oh gosh, you're
gonna. The one that's at the Palms gets rave reviews. People say that's amazing, but for me, it doesn't get any better than this isn't Kansas City, but Kansas City barbecue is pretty good.
Yeah, it's legit.
We've never eaten barbecue in Vegas. We tend to go kind of upscale with our restaurants.
We try to get
more
things
and
that
more
we
every
normally
time we
couldn't
go.
here, like seafood. Like I get all the seafood in Vegas because, we don't have the freshest here.
Josh said the new Vanderpump at Paris looks really good. It looks really pretty. Didn't you guys go there? I thought you guys went there, or maybe you're saying that from experience. Let's see.
Great drinks in Paris. That's what you just read. Sorry.
Yeah, there it was. Looks beautiful. Anyway, Wally's. Laura says we should try Wally's. Well, that's on her bucket list.
I want to.
And she keeps calling this my birthday trip. My birthday's Sunday, and we don't go for another 5 days after that. And she tells me that I should pick all the restaurants, and maybe I'll just do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have made a selection for one of the nights, because we're going to go down and see Mad Apple. I don't know if you guys have seen the reviews for Mad Apple yet. We've only seen a few. It's the brand new Cirque show that's at New York. And we loved Zumanity.
Yeah.
That was in that theater. I think we saw Zumanity about 3 times. And so totally different genre with this Mad Apple, but it looks really cool. Variety, I think, is a lot.
Right.
We've seen almost all the Cirque shows, and some of them are just a little bit too weird.
Yeah, some of them are just not great, and or at least not to, Jordan actually got pulled up on stage once at Zumanity, and it was quite fun.
That was our very first ever trip.
So let's see, are you guys Royals or Cardinals fans? Well, we're definitely more Cardinals fans.
We don't watch a lot of baseball.
Yeah, Missouri's kind of split, honestly, on that, but we actually have the Cardinals. Double A team here in Springfield, so we see a lot of people moving up from there that played in Springfield.
Try to change this so that we don't have that. Here we go. So we don't have that thing at the bottom, so that people can actually see the comments that I put on the screen. There we go. That's gone. Anyway, let's see. For some reason the idea of seafood in Vegas creeps me out.
Hey, seafood in Missouri creeps me out more, so I guess that's...
Well, your last name is Fish, so you should probably know a thing or two about seafood. No, it's great. Well, I mean, they're expensive restaurants, so it's flown in daily. It's as fresh as... I mean, it's a 4-hour drive from the coast, so it's a 30-minute flight. Seafood's fresh in Vegas. Seafood's very good in Vegas. Sean wants to know that we are having a nice dinner at Wynn. Well, Sean, it depends on what you mean by nice. I have wanted to go to the buffet at Wynn so badly for a long time. We went on our very first ever trip in 2013. We don't really remember it very well.
We got too drunk.
That's exactly what
That's the
happened.
short of it.
I didn't know which way was up in that buffet, and I'm sure it was really good. And now it's completely different, and so I want to go back to the buffet. So we're going to go to the buffet at the Wynn. I'm a buffet guy. I like buffets. She doesn't really eat enough to make it worthwhile, but at least you get your selection of
I like the
Mediterranean
the variety
and all sorts
is
of
nice.
stuff.
I live in Seattle, and the fish is unbelievable. I'm sure that the fish in Seattle, I'm sure, is very, very good.
Yeah.
We have lake fish here, so nothing too exotic.
Wow.
Our dog just
Our
farted.
dog. That's classic Flurry. Her name's Flurry, and that's classic. She does that. She's bringing her up.
I'm trying.
She'll break wind, and then her ears go down like this, and then she walks away ashamed. And she just did it. I think she probably knew that the microphone picked that up. I can't wait to watch that back and see if you actually can hear that. She says, "You talking about me?" Anyway, SW Steakhouse is so good. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Mm-hmm. We would like to go there. I think since we're going to that show, Raiding the Rock Vault, on Friday night, we're not going to go to a nice dinner before that.
Yeah. Oh, but something we are going to do is we're going to go to the new bar that used to be Parasol Down. What's it called again? I can't remember.
Put me on the spot and I can't come up with it. That has gotten some negative reviews because of all the umbrellas they put out there. What did they? Oh, Aft. It's called Aft.
So Rick and Lynn Elliott. When is your next trip to Las Vegas? June 24th through the 27th?
7th, yeah. 3 nights, 11 days. A week from Friday.
Julie said she did that last time. She probably did. She's gassy.
Steve G says if you've not been to Delilah's at Wynn, you should go when they open and grab a seat at the bar downstairs. Worth it. Delilah looks amazing.
It looks awesome.
And they're super strict, obviously, about their no camera policy. So vlogging it or even taking pictures of your food is pretty much out. Las Vegas and beyond. Alan is in the house. What's up, Alan? Good evening. I guess it's kind of late afternoon in Vegas, but how's it going? Enjoyed your Excalibur buffet video that came out just right after mine. I kind of felt bad about that. I was like, how was I supposed? How could I have known?
Aft. That's right. Yep, that's right. So it's called Aft.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry. Didn't hear you. Ignoring you.
Let me clear that up. You're too busy trying to read the comments. Aft. Here we go. Answer.
Sorry, I missed it.
Cute doggy. Thank you. We think so. Frenchies are pretty cool. And one more correct answer, Aft. I couldn't come up with it. I did before I saw any of those comments. Alan says sunny and hot in Las Vegas. Well, you missed when we were talking about the weather here because it was 98 degrees here today with a wind. I almost said wind chill. With a wind chill with a heat index of 108 here today. Yeah. So it was, and it's been like that for about the last 3 days. And I work
actually a couple or just a little bit south, like literally 30 minutes south of where we live, and it's always about 4 to 5 degrees warmer. Literally just that 30-minute south drive.
Yeah, so anyway, direct the live stream wherever you want to go with your comments, guys. I was going to just share a few things. So I mentioned we're staying at Wynn. We stayed at Encore before and we loved the room. Now Wynn has totally remodeled just about everything. And these rooms right here have drawn a lot of criticism. So we thought we would go and check this out and see what they look like in person. Now this is the picture from the Wynn website. So of course that looks awesome. But we've seen some vlogs and things, and people aren't terribly happy with it. I would be happy with this, I think.
It's kind of hard to tell. I don't know. I think maybe once you get... It's one of those rooms that you don't really know until you see it in person, I think.
All the dark wood, I think, turns people off a little bit. They're used to brighter colors, a little more light in the room. And then here's this one. And these used to have a vanity in the middle, and they've gone away from that, and now they just have that little makeup mirror, and you have to stand up.
I don't like that. So in nice hotels, I really like to have a vanity. Like, it's just, to me, it makes or break a room, in my opinion.
Ian, sorry about that. Ian Stewart says, sorry, he's bummed the group slot poll was called off. We are too. We had that all set up with the plaza, and it just, I mean, to be honest, there just wasn't enough turnout to make it like a true group slot poll. I feel like the amount of money going into the machine would have been too small to really play for a while and be fun for everybody. We were hoping to get round about 20 players or so, and we weren't coming very close. So we decided probably better off to do that. But we are doing, if you haven't seen it on our Facebook page or on Instagram, a cocktail meet and greet. We're thinking, we've got some places planned out. We're not going to say where it's going to be until we know about how many people are going to show up, because then we'll let the establishment know ahead of time. But we're staying at the Wynn, so it's going to be somewhere in that north to mid-strip area, perhaps at the Mirage or somewhere around there. So keep an eye if you want to come out and hang out with us for an hour or so on Saturday afternoon, the 25th. We're going to be doing that. Send us a DM on Facebook or Instagram. Those are pretty easy to find. I'll make them even easier to find. Send us a direct message on Facebook. Let us know you're coming, and we'll keep a running total about how many people are going to be there, and then we'll pick a place. We'll send everybody a message by direct message, and then we'll share. It'll be fun.
Let's see. Peter Campbell says the rooms look Brady Bunch. Yeah, I kind of agree with all the wood and stuff.
That's exactly.
In there. Yeah.
It's very. He's talking about the Wynn rooms. It's kind of mid-century modern, but kind of like Asian at the same time. The dark wood is just it's just kind of odd. I'm kind of interested to see it in person, and that's why we chose Wynn over Encores, so we could have a different experience this time. The casino's a lot better at Wynn. The Encore casino's pretty small, really, and there's just not as much there. But anyway, did you see something you caught your eye over there?
No, I was just looking at Rick and Lynn Elliott. They said they'll be in September, November. We hope to meet you both one day. Yeah, we wish we could meet all of you guys. And I always say, if you ever see us, say hi.
What's funny is when I went in April by myself, and this is strange because when I was by myself, I got recognized frequently. And I was wearing a Show Me Vegas t-shirt the first 2 days. And when I had those shirts on, I think literally half a dozen people pointed at it and told me they'd seen us on YouTube. And so that was pretty cool. So if you think, now I've got the signature mustache, you're going to know for sure. You're going to be like, that guy looks like Rooster. That's them for sure. And then you come up and say hi, because it's always fun. I think the most fun was when Neil from England pointed us out, and he said, "You guys are Show Me Vegas." And I looked like I'd been accused of something.
Yeah.
I was like, "Who's this guy? And who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, he's just saying hi." That was cool. So if you ever see us, come up and say hi for sure.
What's our favorite? So our favorite restaurant. Gosh, that's a hard one. We've eaten at a lot of really good restaurants. One of I think the most recent, I guess the last time I went out to Vegas, I really liked Carbone at Aria. The atmosphere was amazing. The service was amazing. The food was awesome. It is more on the pricey side, but honestly, so we ordered a fish there at market price. So we had no idea what the price of the fish was. So we were a little nervous to do it, but we're like, well, we're not going to ask. We're not going to ask ahead of time. So anyway, got the fish. It was awesome. Best fish I've ever had. But Carbone's really good. What would you think?
I can't pick one, but my favorite experience at a restaurant ever was at the Mayfair Supper Club.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't say that the food was anything over the top. The food was just good. It wasn't like phenomenal. I wouldn't say go there because you're going to have the best meal you've ever had. But the experience, I think, at the Mayfair Supper Club was some of the most fun we've ever had in Vegas. Mm-hmm. It's an awesome environment. It's so nice in there. And
you kind of get, I know it's expensive, but you do get dinner and a show.
You get dinner and a show. We were there about 2 hours.
Yeah, you have to kind of calculate that in there.
And we had a window. We were seated at the window, so we could kind of see the back of the stage, but we could hear the music and everything perfectly. And every time the fountains went off, we had a front row seat. It was awesome. So
the other thing, I really enjoyed Barry's Downtown Prime at Circa. I thought the atmosphere was really cool. I know you're already smiling at a comment. I know. See what you did? But it was really good. I wish Jordan would like to go back. He was a little under the weather when we went to Barry's downtown Pryor.
Oh, yeah, that was unfortunate. Barry's had possibly the coolest atmosphere I think I've been in a restaurant in Vegas. It's down in the basement of Circa, but that doesn't matter. It's not like there's going to be windows anyway. That place was awesome, and the food I think was probably really good, but I wasn't feeling so great. Maybe imbibed a little too much the day before, and so I just ate just to eat. And we're going to go back to Barry's at some point.
Mm-hmm. What's our least favorite restaurant? Oh gosh. Ooh. I don't know. That's so hard.
Has there been anything that just really we were looking forward to and then it was just a big letdown? I can't think anything off the top of my head.
Oh, we didn't have a great experience at John George's.
Yeah, and that's weird because that place is so highly acclaimed.
Yeah. We were a little disappointed. So
and it was on a finger-licking foodie tour, so we didn't get to pick off of the menu. I mean, it was already ready for you when you go in. But it was a New York strip, and we got the whole thing. We got a couple of sides with it, and the steak was just,
It was not that great. It was very.
It was, and I mean, I think it was on the menu at like $80. It was like I can't remember how big it was, but it was a New York strip, and it was on the menu at like $80, and
just wasn't that impressive.
It was just okay.
Now
and
the dessert.
To be fair, we were pretty full by the time we showed up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have been able to still discern whether or not that was a really good steak.
What was that? What's that French restaurant across from there?
Bardo Brasserie.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I think for the price, it was a little meh.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back there for dinner. And then
I got sick, but I don't think it had anything to do with what I ate there. So
well, it might have. Did we have tartare there? I can't remember because you have a history with anything.
Oh my
tartare.
gosh, how could we forget?
We did. What?
No.
What?
One of our favorites thus far is strip steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
At Mayfair.
We were answering the question. What was your least favorite though?
No, I know. I went back. I went back to favorite. After Bardo Brasserie, I ended up not actually. We went to Bardo Brasserie. This has been several years ago. Then we had tickets to go see O, and I didn't even get to the opening act, and I had to leave. I was not feeling well, and anyway.
And you didn't have your phone.
I didn't have my phone.
And we had 2 tickets to O, which aren't cheap. And I said, well, I guess
I told him that he needs to stay to watch
the show. And so the whole time I'm wondering if she made it back to the room or not because her phone was in the safe in the room. And it took her about 15 minutes because we were staying at Aria. And the whole time I'm on pins and needles just waiting to get a text message that says
I was on pins and needles too.
Yeah, well, you're just hoping you didn't wind up on the ground somewhere. Anyway, then and this is more information. Nobody asked how the show was. I fell asleep about 5 times during O. So many people love it. I didn't care for it. I fell asleep, and so did our friends who were there with me.
Yeah.
We were all just nodding off during the show. Worth the price. We're going to find out here in about a week and a half.
Like I said, we went there before, but we were too inebriated to remember.
Ian Stewart says Dick's Last Resort. I don't know what that was about, best or worst. I'm not sure, but he gave an LOL after it. So
Smith and Walensky,
yeah. We've never eaten there. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Todd English's place at the English Hotel. It does look really great.
It does look awesome.
We watched Dale and Paul and Mackenzie eat there, and the place looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, like a nice little boutique hotel.
Yeah, but we don't go downtown a lot. We go, I don't know, maybe once a year, so every 3 or 4 trips, and then it's in the Arts District, so it's kind of off the beaten path. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to eat there, but I don't think it's probably on our list. John says time for a refill on the margs.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, well, can you carry this?
Oh, gosh.
We need more comments so she has something to talk about while I get a refill. And then we'll move into some of the other stuff we're doing.
We got it. Yeah, I was going to say we need to talk about some of the other plans for this trip.
So I had a whole bunch of cool photos and stuff of the Pepper Mill because we're still thinking about going to the Pepper Mill for dinner on Friday night. Still thinking about it. Although I feel like we're waffling on that now after all these recommendations. And for dinner, it's more of a breakfast brunch place. All right, Pepper Mill's out, even though it's super cool. And here's why it's so cool. The Fireside Lounge. That place is awesome. Maybe we're staying at the Wynn, so it's not very far away. Maybe we just walk down there. Okay.
I'll get the margs. Jordan's a much better
I can ramble more. I
Yes,
can
you're
ramble
a
better than
rambler
you
for
can. So let's get back to that. All right. Let me center up here. Beatles Love, best Cirque show ever. I don't think I can disagree with that. We've seen it 3 times and loved it every time. The Beatles Love.
Oh, I love Beatles.
Rachel says that's the best Cirque show ever, and I've got to probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Although we really liked Zumanity, and other people didn't agree with us on that one. I think that takes a very specific taste, I guess. Would I think about eating at the buffet at the Palms? Well, John, I did eat the buffet at the Palms, and there's a video on the channel, so be sure and go back and watch that video. I had dinner at the Palms buffet the first night it was open, after they reopened here in April, and it was good. Although, shenanigans, they had crab legs on the buffet on a Thursday night, which is not normal, evidently. They did it because they knew there were going to be a bunch of vloggers there. So it was kind of false pretenses on that. And that was one of the things I liked the most about it, was that they had crab legs on just a normal Thursday night dinner. But I did like the buffet overall. Watch the video and you can see some of the food and see kind of my thoughts about that. But we do have a video about the Palms buffet out on the channel. So, top of the world.
I think that it's a great experience. The food was good. I think the experience was great.
Fine.
I thought it was a little expensive for the price.
It was fine.
Something that we did though before that is we went to the Neon Boneyard or Neon Museum, whatever it's called, and that was really cool too.
Alan says the Fireside Lounge is the only cool thing about the overpriced peppermill. That's kind of a common opinion about the place, and I get it. The it's diner food, but it's about. I think the peppermill's about the experience.
Spa? Question mark, Sean. Are you asking if I would love to go to the spa. I deserve it.
If we got time.
I deserve it.
Ooh, at the Wynn? Oh man, that's even more expensive. Spas in Vegas are already pretty pricey.
Can you put a price on my happiness?
Do you ever get room service for brunch, says Laura? Well, we got it for breakfast when we stayed at Encore, and that was cool.
And you're talking about money.
What?
No, I'm just saying.
That breakfast was cheaper than a 30-minute massage.
I would say if you can do, it was a really cool experience having your table set up. We set it right in front of the window.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Yeah, we were like on the 58th floor of Encore looking down the strip. And they still know how to do room service at the Wynn. A lot of places are going away from room service altogether in favor of like DoorDash and stuff, which I don't hate, because that was the only time we've ever done room service in Vegas, was that one time. But the white tablecloth experience, when they roll it in, set it up for you, is a pretty cool experience. So it's kind of a shame that most places are going away from room service now.
We enjoyed craft steak at MGM. We actually have eaten there
We ate there once.
A few trips ago, and I thought it was really good. I think, what did I get? I think I got scallops, maybe?
That's your deal. You go to a steakhouse and get scallops.
Yeah.
Like Oscar's.
Yeah.
But Oscar's has some of the best
Oscar's
scallops.
have really good, yeah.
Some of the best scallops I've ever had before at Oscar's.
Yeah.
The steaks at Oscar's?
Okay, so this sounds crazy, but at Craft Steak, they had these, you remember those heirloom tomatoes that they had cut up? Oh my gosh, they were amazing.
Allie wants to know if we've been to the Golden Steer, and we have. We really liked it. We'd love to go back.
You about missed that one.
We were frazzled.
I was not frazzled.
I was
He was
frazzled on that trip to the Golden Steer, and here's why. We had spent the entire day at the MGM Grand's pool. We rented a pod. You've got a food and beverage minimum. Half of it goes to your food and beverage minimum. We were going to use that minimum. So we go back to the Bellagio to get ready for dinner, and I wound up taking a nap face down on the bed, and she wakes me up.
I thought he was still awake.
She wakes me up. I'm in a towel. I was having a nap on the bed, in nothing but a towel. She wakes me up. She's like, "Babe, we were supposed to leave 5 minutes ago." It's like 10 minutes till our reservation time. We were already supposed to be in an Uber on our way to the Golden Steer. And by the way, my phone was dying.
Because he dropped it in the pool
I
that
didn't
day.
drop it in the
off.
pool. I
Yeah.
purposely took it in the pool.
Yep.
There's a big difference.
Yep.
iPhones are supposed to be waterproof up to 2 meters.
Didn't happen.
And so we've met some people in the lazy river at the MGM Grand, and the guy says, "Well, you're brave having that phone in the water." And I said, "Oh, these are waterproof." And I dunked it under the water. I took it under the waterfall. About 3 hours later, the camera was starting to fog up and the screen was starting to act weird. And I ordered an Uber to take us to the Golden Steer, and the phone died before the Uber even came. But luckily, I had seen the make and model of the car, and so we still got there. But the whole time, I was worried about my phone, and so it kind of hurt the experience at the Golden Steer. That and a rough day at the pool. Mm-hmm. A rough day at the pool.
I felt fine.
No,
because I had control.
That's good. That's good. I had control. Mr. Nishimoto says all these 5-star resorts slimming down their amenities. Yeah, I agree. Well, but true 5 stars is still pretty limited in Vegas, and the Wynn is one of them, and it's the one that we've stayed at that is for sure still a 5-star hotel.
Yeah. So we have this thing that we're going to do. If you watched one of our previous vlog videos about Aria, it was really hot in our room, and I wanted Jordan to call down and ask for a fan at the front desk at Aria.
The infamous box fan incident.
Yes. And they basically just hung up on Jordan. Like, you couldn't tell them. He played it off pretty well, but, like, they literally cut him off and hung up. And so, you think at some of these nicer
and the Sky Suites is 5-star.
Aria
has separated the Sky Suites out from the standard hotel so that it can get a 5-star rating. It's rated separately, and the Sky Suites are a 5-star hotel. They practically hung up on me when I called. I didn't want to ask for a box fan anyway. That was her. Because I didn't think it was going to turn out well. And they essentially just said, "Sir, hang up, please." And
they just hung up, essentially. So what we're going to do is
that was a tangent.
To go back, is that when we go to the Wynn, we're just going to see that if we call and ask for a fan, if they have one, we'll make one available. I don't know. We'll just see.
Alan, it would have been. The problem is
we weren't really doing it then, were we?
We weren't, and we also only had my phone with us. We didn't have.
Yeah.
We usually use my phone for dinners and things like that, just so we don't have to take all the equipment and whatnot. Well, my phone was the one that was dead. Her phone was back in the room. Also, by the way, we were going to Zumanity that night, and the tickets were e-tickets, and they were on the phone.
Yeah.
And I was just petrified that I wasn't going to be able to get in. We were going to be late for the show because we were going to have to go to Will Call and have them print the tickets for us. Just a disaster. So we got to go back to the Golden Steer, and I think we would really enjoy it because we love that old school vibe. Yeah. Oscar's is probably her favorite place to go just from an atmosphere thing.
Yeah. I mean, is it the best food? No. I mean, it's good, but the atmosphere, I love the old school Vegas feel. And someone just mentioned Herbs and Rye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things about, let's see, that.
Yep.
And it does look really cool. We've seen the inside of it, and it looks really neat.
Yep. So, before we ran out of comments, we had a place. So one really nice restaurant that we've wanted to go to for quite some time. It's at one of our favorite properties in Las Vegas is at Park MGM, and it's Bavette's. We're gonna go to Bavette's finally on this coming trip. We've made reservations, so we're gonna go there before we go see Mad Apple, since it's right there across the park from New York. I'm excited to go to Bavette's. It looks, if you look at those pictures right there, it looks absolutely stunning inside. It's got an awesome feel to it. Kind of like Barry's. A little more old school.
Yeah.
But very intimate and dark. Just like an old school steakhouse should be. So Bavette's we're really looking forward to before we go to the show on Saturday night. So that's going to be awesome. I'm excited about that. And then we're doing the Wynn Buffet, and we still have the Wynn Dinner that we're still outstanding on.
Are you going to the day club at Wynn? Is that the topless one?
I think Sean's talking about the Wynn here. He says, think of a more obscure request, and they'll probably do it. Picture of Maverick by your bed.
Ooh,
I'm telling you, they would do that at the Wynn. I have no doubt at the Wynn they would do that. And we've talked about, I joked that I should call the Wynn when we get into the room and say, it's a little bit warm in here. Do you guys have a fan? And I guarantee they will bring me a fan. And at the Sky Suites, they just hung up on me. So that's what makes the Wynn, in my opinion, the best hotel in Las Vegas. And
Laura said, are we going to the day club at Wynn?
No. No, that's
not okay.
Encore Beach Club is probably what she's talking about.
Oh, okay.
There's also the one that's attached to the nightclub at Encore that was where the topless optional pool was.
Yeah.
That's that indoor-outdoor thing. Now, we'll probably just go to the regular Wynn pool. one day, which we went to when we stayed at Encore, and it's one of the prettiest pool
very
areas
pretty,
in Vegas. So we're looking forward to that as well. Tony Jazz, yep, that needs to happen. Doesn't affect us at all because I think the most we've ever won on a slot machine is about $400, which is outrageous.
Yeah.
That's an outrage. But if we ever do finally hit for $1,500 or $2,000 or $3,000, we would like it to be under that tax threshold. So yeah, they do need to raise.
Sandra
that.
wants to know if we've eaten at Hugo Cellar. We have actually. Was that our first trip that we went there?
No,
Ever?
but
No?
it was one of the early trips.
It was like literally one of the first couple trips that we had gone on, and I would like to go back again. I haven't, for whatever reason, I just don't really remember it.
It's a long time ago. It was like
It was a long
2014.
time. Yeah,
Probably.
so I would love to go back and do Hugo Cellar again.
Yeah, I would too. Rachel, which one are you referring to on that one? I missed that. Laura says have a pre-drink at Italy Bar.
Done.
That wine bar in there at Italy is awesome. That's one of our favorite places to go and sit down. The like oval shaped one just inside Italy. We love that place. We've been there a lot of times. We'll go in there
and they have like, don't they have like a happy hour at some point? Like it's
yes,
like 3 to 6.
I think last time we were there, we found that out, and
Yeah.
it made us like that place even more. Yeah, that's a cool place. Like it. Bavette says excellent. Good to hear. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and from some of the really heavy critiquing vloggers out there, and that have been everywhere around the world, have high marks for Bavette. The original's in Chicago, and I guess it's really highly acclaimed.
They said it's very dark inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it just what was that? Where were we at Cosmo?
Oh my gosh, Beauty in Essex.
You could.
That was the darkest. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
You couldn't even see anything.
in there.
Like, I'm not. And I don't want to sound whatever, but I will say we couldn't even hardly film because you
We
legit
couldn't
couldn't see anything.
We had
We
planned
tried
on it.
to, and you literally
it's all
couldn't.
like black footage. It's
Yeah.
just- and we're not big food vloggers. We include it in a lot of our videos and stuff, but it's more of a extra footage. We don't go do meals frequently. We tried to on that one.
Yeah.
And the footage
So
was
what
just black.
what are we doing on Sunday?
We're gonna go to the pool,
Yeah.
and we're gonna go to the Wind Buffet.
Yeah.
And we're gonna cap it off with Ale on 66 at Resorts World. Who's been to that place,
Yeah.
by the way?
It
We're
used to
gonna-
be called something else, though, right?
It was called the Starlight on
Yeah.
66. Now it's called Ale on 66.
I wish they would have left it as Starlight.
I think Starlight's a lot
I do
better.
too.
Why don't they just call it the Stardust Lounge?
I don't know. Perfect.
Somebody get them on the phone. Get Resorts World on the phone.
I mean-
So Resorts World is very polarizing. Those who have been there since it opened, and we were there for the grand opening, and we stayed there one night on that trip. People either love it or hate it. I don't think there's any in between. I've not met a person who says Resorts World's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think people either love it or hate it. And we love it. I think it's great.
I really
we
liked
wanted
the
to
pool.
stay there this time.
Yeah, I really liked the pool area. It was awesome.
Yeah. We wanted to stay there this time, but I mean, it's almost as expensive as the Wynn. Now, we got a gaming offer at the Wynn. It's not a comp by any means, but it's a pretty nice discount. Last time we stayed at the Wynn was last June. It was an Encore, and we tier matched from MGM Platinum, M Life Platinum to Wynn Platinum. And we gambled a bit at the Wynn, but not a ton. And we're still getting, halfway decent offers. We're not getting comp rooms by any means, but we're getting a pretty good discount on it. Because the Wynn can go for $400 or $500 a night.
Josh and Rachel said bring
And,
a flashlight to Vivette's.
All right, yeah. Well, we're not, like I said, not going to lean as heavily on having to film in there. So we'll try to get some pictures of the food. But,
Steve G said the service at 66 was horrid last month.
Was it?
Ooh.
Was it busy?
Yeah.
Because I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
So Ale on 66 is going to have some pretty stiff competition for us because every lounge, especially a lounge with a view, for me is always going to be compared now to the Legacy Club at Circa. Legacy Club was...
Oh.
Are you paying attention?
No, sorry.
It took you a long time to react to that like you don't like it.
No, Legacy Club was honestly one of the... I think it has been the best lounge I've been to.
It was awesome.
It was old school meets new school. Just, it was wonderful. And we didn't even get to go outside because it was so windy.
It was
that
too windy.
day.
They had the patio closed. But it didn't matter because the drinks were unbelievable. I mean, a real cocktail
They were
menu.
really good. They
Not
were so
just
good.
like, we have an old fashioned and a
Right.
martini and all that. I mean, a real, and our server told us they allowed each bartender to craft their own signature cocktail, and the menu was made up of the bartender's signatures. And the cocktails were awesome.
Yeah.
I just lost you started scrolling on there. At Legacy Club. Legacy Club was phenomenal. So Alain 66 is going to have to compete pretty hard for that. Can they do it? I doubt it. I already don't think so.
Yeah. Let's see. Allie says, it sounds like you really plan your days. Do you ever just wing it? Not really. We don't wing it a lot, just because with our channel, we try to plan out things for you guys to experience and let you guys know. So we go to Vegas with a pretty detailed schedule, just so that way we can.
But it's not a hard, fast itinerary.
I mean,
we change it on the fly sometimes.
Yeah, and we try to leave our days for the most part open, but our evenings are usually planned out, just because we do like to.
The dinners are always planned.
Yeah,
we always have our
planned.
reservations made for that. And then if there's going to be a show, we've already got the show tickets purchased, and then we make the dinner reservation, around the show. So we do plan that stuff out. We do leave like big blocks of free time during the day for just cruising the strip and whatnot. And that's when Vegas is probably at its most fun, is when you're just strolling with nothing to do. Jody Ashworth from Springfield, Mo.
Woohoo!
How's the weather where you're at?
How's the weather?
You're about 5 miles north of us, so I'm sure it's nice and hot. Have we tried the Birria taco place next to Tacos El Gordo?
No, we
We've
haven't.
Not, and we've not ever tried Tacos El Gordo
And we
either.
want to. And we might. I don't know.
And it's right down there. And we're
I
staying at the
know.
Wynn, so it's Resorts World. We can walk to. We could walk to Tacos El Gordo. We don't have our lunches planned, so I mean that might be something we just do on the fly. I did wind up eating on my solo trip at an all-you-can-eat sushi place
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
just behind where Tacos El Gordo is. It's amazing in that spot. I mean, I know that's the North Strip and there's not a lot, but Resorts World was right across the street, and that was a sketchy neighborhood. I got approached by a guy who was literally off his rocker, and luckily I'm a pretty big guy, because I feel like if I'd been about, 5'8", 150 pounds, I would have been scared for my safety. I feel like since I was towering over this guy, I felt a little bit protected. But 66 was, Steve said it wasn't busy at dusk. During EDC weekend, that's not good.
Ooh,
Bartender
that's
was
not good.
rude and condescending to everyone. Well, that's... Steve, you're not raising our hopes here for this, because we're really looking forward to it, mostly for the view. But we also like Resorts World, and we want to like this place.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll report back. You'll see
we'll
it in
let
the
you guys
vlog.
know.
Hopefully, we have a better experience than that. I think, hopefully, we will. Peter, sometimes you throw in a nap and a towel. So, going all the way back to my MGM pool story. Yeah, I took a shower and then sat down on the bed, and then 30 minutes later, she's waking me up, telling me
In a
we should
panic.
in a panic, telling me we should have left 5 minutes ago.
And I think that's when your leg wasn't really good. Or did you have your walker? So we were like hobbling
No,
down
this
there?
was
Oh, okay.
this was before
Was
all
that
of that.
before that?
This was
Okay.
before all of that. Sushi Samba. What was the place I went to? I've got a lot of footage. I'm gonna make a video about it.
Dang it, I don't remember.
Was it Samba?
Was it? I know you were talking about between that place and another one.
Yeah, somebody recommended it on my live stream the night before, and that's how I chose it. And the sushi was fine. The experience was good. It was just in a dive. It's an old strip center. It was really sketchy. Alan, I mean, I'm not going to say it, but yeah, I mean, I'm a bit bigger than you. That's why, Alan, when we rode the zip line together, I was at the bottom for like 5 minutes.
That's why he was way ahead of us.
I was at the bottom for like 5 minutes waiting on you to come down, because when you're a big boy like me, you get to the bottom of that zip line in no time whatsoever. I was cruising on that thing, maybe 29, 30 miles an hour.
Top speed.
You were going 15.
Top gun. like Rooster.
Like Rooster. Oh, man.
Oh.
Can you imagine if I'd had a mustache at the time and it was just blowing in the wind?
Yeah, blowing in the wind.
Well, I can grow it out a little bit if you want me to. Anyway, yeah, Jody, it's hot. Yeah, in Vegas is going to be hot too. So I mentioned earlier, long range forecast for our trip is 107, 108, 109 for the 3 days. but we're getting broken in. It's not going to be out of the mid-90s here between now and then. So we're going to be broken in by the time we get out there.
Ketch and Aria. Yeah, we forgot about Ketch is awesome.
My gosh.
That might be
going back. That might be my favorite
Yeah.
meal that I've ever had in Vegas. I like sushi and I love seafood, so that's right up my alley.
I love seafood, but I'm
and we like to go to steakhouses, but I mean steak is not my favorite food. It's I think kind of the gold standard of like Vegas restaurants, so that's why we always go to steakhouses. But Ketch, that meal was unbelievable. Now it helped, that we got a couple of perks with that meal because we got to try a couple of things we otherwise wouldn't have. But Ketch was phenomenal, and the atmosphere was super cool, and the service was top notch. So, do you guys plan on trying a downtown property? The answer to that is a resounding yes.
Yeah.
We have to stay at Circa at some point. We can't wait to stay at Circa. I'm kind of waiting on the prices to come down a little bit because we do all of our gambling at MGM properties, and our gambling is getting less and less every time we go. So, without comps, Circa's it's a little uncomfortable. I say this as people who are getting ready to stay at the Wynn. I'm like, well, Circa's just too expensive as we're going to stay at the Wynn, but definitely going to stay at Circa sometime. That probably is the only place downtown. Maybe the Plaza, just because it's got a cool vibe and they're very vlogger friendly there. We might try that out someday, but definitely going to stay downtown at some point. We've never done it, and Circa will be the first place that we ever do stay at downtown.
I hope the sushi was made. I hope not.
Dead skin off your feet in the spa. No. I'm not sure what sushi you were talking about, but the sushi I had at the all-you-can-eat place was actually pretty good. Josh, you guys, I don't think you could go wrong with Ketch. If you like sushi and you like seafood, you're going to find plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
We got the A5 Wagyu with on the hot stone, like thinly sliced, and you cooked it on the hot stone, and
it was oh my gosh.
The sushi is great.
The sushi was good. I'm not even I like sushi, but it's not something I'm ever gonna be like, oh, I want to go out for sushi. That's not. I mean, I love seafood, but just sushi, But there, it was phenomenal. And we had, remember those they were like little steak skewers. Oh yeah,
that was on the Finger Licking Foodie tour.
Yeah, and it was
They were
awesome.
fillet skewers. And it's funny because I know it's a different cut of meat, but that steak, the fillet on those skewers, was way better than the New York strip we had at Jean George's that same night.
Yeah.
So different cut. I get it. I mean, there's a different cut of steak for every different person. Filet tends to be my favorite. So if that makes me not a connoisseur, so be it. Yeah, let's see. Anyway, let's get, where is the large and in charge right here? Let's go back to shameless plug. Check us out on Patreon. We created an account over there. We've got some of our founding members are in this chat right now. If you want to support the channel at all, help us to make more videos, or just basically say thanks, we would greatly appreciate it. You can get a membership for as low as $2. $2.99 a month, just as a way to say thanks. We would appreciate it. It's kind of expensive making YouTube videos. We continue to stay at different places without comps and eat more expensive meals and that sort of thing. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's a lot of fun. But check us out on Patreon if you are interested at all. We would greatly appreciate it. And now we'll get that shameless advertising off of the screen and just go to 11 Days in Vegas banner, if you will.
Do you like Gordon Ramsay Pub?
Never been to it.
No.
You're talking about at Caesars. Gordon Ramsay Pub at Caesars.
Where did we went to?
We ate a Gordon Ramsay burger.
Okay.
And it was really good.
Yeah, it was. And
really actually, what's crazy, and this was pre-COVID, right? Yeah, that was pre-COVID. I mean, with inflation and everything, their prices are probably higher now. But that Gordon Ramsay burger was not any more expensive than any other burger on the strip.
Yeah, I know.
It was like $17.50 or something each of them.
And the Parmesan fries with the Parmesan with the aioli. Oh my, truffle aioli. Oh, so good.
So we've not been to Gordon Ramsay Pub. But
Rib cap seems to be the latest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never had seen the rib cap until 2 years ago.
so many vloggers that talk about that too. It's like it was just discovered. Hey, you can butcher it this way, and you get this rib cap, and it's really good. Now we had the rib cap at Barry's.
By accident.
Yes, but where else did we get it? We got it somewhere else. I've not been blown away by a rib
Bugsy
cap.
and Myers.
That's right. Yeah, I've not been blown away by the rib cap.
It's okay. I mean, it's fine. I just,
Like I said earlier, I'd rather have a fillet.
I don't know if
And
it's
maybe
worth
that makes
the extra
me,
price of that, but
Yeah.
at least the ones that we've had.
Laura says yes at Caesar's.
Yeah.
She's talking about Gordon Ramsay.
So yeah, we've not been there.
One Gordon Ramsay restaurant we really want to go to is Gordon Ramsay Steak. And again, it's kind of polarizing. A lot of people are like, oh, it's just a gimmick. It's just a celebrity thing. It's really not that good. Other people have said it's just absolutely phenomenal. It looks super cool inside.
Yeah.
So we're going to go eat at that Gordon Ramsay. We've never been to Hell's Kitchen either, still.
No, we haven't.
It's kind of embarrassing.
What has been each of your all-time favorite cocktails in Vegas? As far as lounges go, Legacy Club, I think, is probably number one for me thus far. I thought the cocktails were really...
He's talking about a specific cocktail.
Oh, is he talking about... Okay.
Probably.
Um,
I had at Legacy Club All That Glitters.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was.
I don't remember what it was.
It had bourbon.
It had like a ton of different liquors.
It had something in it that made it glittery. It was
like an edible glitter, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Let me think. So the drinks there, all the cocktails there are really cool. We really enjoyed. Oh my gosh, at Park MGM.
Oh, Juniper.
Juniper, yeah.
But I think the times we've been there, we've ordered the wrong thing.
No, the last time we went, we both got something we really enjoyed.
You just got at Juniper. You just got just the old fashioned, the basic
gin
and tonic. They called it the G&T, and you think it's a gin bar, so this should be the best gin and tonic I've ever had. It was really pretty.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful
really
drink. It was a little too florally for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I know and there was like flowers in it. It was just a little too florally. Now the last time we went, we did get drinks that we both really enjoyed, but it's just it's just right in Park MGM, just off of the casino floor, and it's really pretty. It's small, but they have a lot of cool drinks as well. I guess. Sorry, I keep thinking I hear our kid trying to come through.
Gordon, yeah, no. We've got a child locked in his bedroom, essentially. Told him he, under no circumstances, could he leave his room while this was going on.
And don't worry, I mean, he's not like a toddler. I mean, he's...
He's 11.
He's 11. He's fine.
But I threatened him to within an inch of his life not to come out here shirtless in his pajama pants and just walk across the camera.
Because he would.
Because he absolutely would. And then he'd probably dance because he saw himself on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, I was trying to think. I got totally sidetracked by the comments, which is great. That's what we want, is tons of comments to direct the conversation, because it would be super boring otherwise.
Yeah.
What else? Trying to think. When is everybody else's next trip to Vegas?
Yeah.
Is anybody crazy like us and likes to go in the summertime? I mean, we love to go in the summer.
I think it's because we like the pool. I mean,
we
like
go
to
every
the pool.
summer. Every summer.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I was looking at my Facebook memories like last weekend, and I had 3 different years worth of memories on June 11th or something like that. I'm like, so we were in Vegas on this day in 2015, 17, and 18. We almost always go in June. We've been every month of the year. And the heat doesn't really bother me as much as I think it does some people.
No.
So here we go. That's a place that we have planned on going for a long time and have not gotten. Maybe. Roy, you might have just given us our night one dinner recommendation before we go to Raiding the Rock Vault. I have to. That's a place that's been on our radar for a long time. I think we made a reservation there one time, and then plans changed, and we canceled that one, and we did something else that night. But that's one that I really want to go to. As I mentioned, I'm a big seafood fan. I love crab. I love lobster. I love all things seafood, and that place looks phenomenal. As a matter of fact, a little tidbit of information, I read one time that is one of the top 10 grossing restaurants in the United States in terms of annual revenue. It's crazy how expensive or how busy that place is. Sean loves to go when it's 110. Perfect. Yeah. Roy loves to go July 4th. James went in July last year. Julie's going in July this year. Steve's going in August. Oh, Steve, you're going to see Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and Poison. Well, we're going to see that somewhere this summer.
Are we?
Yes.
I need to know.
Well, I mean, we got to pick it out. So we got all sorts of options. I mean, it's coming to Kansas City and St. Louis. It's coming to Vegas. I believe Vegas is their
the
last
last
show
one.
of the entire tour. We wanted to go to this, and then COVID pushed it back. It's on now this summer, and we're pretty big Motley Crue fans, and I kind of like the others as well. So that's going to be an awesome show. I like Poison. Def Leppard, I'm just kind of, but Motley Crue, she's going to lose it at a Motley Crue show.
I'm going to lose my
We're
mind.
either going to see it Kansas City, St. Louis, possibly Denver, possibly Scottsdale, or Phoenix out there at...
It's a cheap flight from here. So.
Yeah, those are all like reasonable flight options. 2 of them we can drive, 2 of them we could fly cheaply. We don't really want to see that show in Vegas because I think it's too much of an event and it would interfere with our regular Vegas activities if we tried to see it out there.
Yeah. The only problem I think with it being in Kansas City and St. Louis, I think it's like on a Tuesday and a Thursday. So, oh well.
Yeah, and I think the Denver and Phoenix shows are on weekends.
Yeah.
So we kind of have looked into that, but with gas prices now, who knows about whether those flights are still affordable.
Right.
So
Trip in 2 days, staying at the Cosmo Bellagio. Ooh, we love the Cosmopolitan. Eating at Catch and Mayfair. Oh, yes. So you're from Louisiana.
well, that's going to be a good trip right there.
That's going to be an awesome trip already.
Cosmo and Bellagio. Well, those blah blah blah. Those were the 2 places we stayed in January. We stayed at Bellagio, followed by Cosmo, 2 nights and 3 nights, and that was awesome. And Catch, we just talked about Catch, and Mayfair I talked about earlier. Awesome place. He's from Louisiana, so he's not going to worry about the heat.
Yeah, we get it.
You're not going to have to worry about the heat. The hottest I've ever still been in my entire life was in Florida, not Vegas. We've been to Vegas when it was 113. That was on...
She just farted again, guys.
Dog just farted again.
She's looking at
She's
it.
ashamed. Maybe she needs to go outside. Despite all of the times we've been to Vegas in the summertime, the hottest I've ever been in my entire life was in Tampa, Florida. And the temperature was only like 94 degrees. But it was, I thought I was going to die. We were playing mini golf, and I was hiding in the shade of a palm tree that was like this wide. I was like literally hiding behind it because I thought I was going to melt. And like I said, we've been to Vegas in 113. And it's hot. I mean, for sure. It's hot even in the shade, but something about that humidity. That's bad. Haven't been since January 2020. That's pre-pandemic. Jody, have a good time. It's back to normal now. Vegas is back to normal. I mean, it's a bit... I hate this phrase. It is a little bit of a new normal. There are some differences than there used to be, but it's busy. Everything's open. You'll have a good time. We were there March 2020, the weekend that Vegas shut down. Yeah. So that was
surprised we're not getting more personal questions. We were leaving it open.
Griffin Landry says, "Hey friends at Josh and Rachel, I know that you follow both of the channels because you leave a comment on both of our channels all the time, and we appreciate your viewership. Josh and Rachel's channel is great as well. We watch all their stuff when it comes out, as we do with Alan's stuff, Las Vegas and beyond. He's been in the comments here tonight, as we do several other Vegas vloggers as Vegas vloggers. Duran Duran is playing in September in Vegas. That's probably not my speed, but Motley Crue is a little bit more my speed. James says it was 117 when I went. Yeah, that's
hot.
That's Vegas. It's hot. Our family goes 3 times a year. Our next trip is in August. We prefer springtime. Spring's great. The thing we like, though, is the pool. And we've been in March before when it's 90, and we've been in March before when it's like 60 and windy, and you can't do anything like pool related. So I think that's probably why we prefer summer.
Do you see her?
Yeah, she's right there. That's why we prefer summer, I think, because we like to go to the pool. We love to go to the pool, and we know for sure we're going to be able to go to the pool in the summertime, as it's going to be this coming next week. Roy says, Yard House, lots of beer on tap and great cocktails. I haven't been. I've been to it in another city, and I think that's probably why I've never been to it in Vegas, is because we try to go to places that we can't go to anywhere else. So Let's see. Anything else we missed in the comments? Any other questions about Vegas or otherwise? That's why we kind of do these live streams. They're a good time. Otherwise, we probably won't be too long for wrapping this up. I brought in a whole bunch of pictures that I was going to show, and now all those topics are pretty much off the table. Kind of learning this software, this live streaming software. It's really cool. It's kind of expensive, so I don't plan to keep it after my free trial expires, but I kind of wish I'd brought in more stuff.
Let's see. How did we meet?
Down through there. How did we... Is that in there?
Yeah.
Is it really in there?
Yes.
Are you ready? Match.com.
And this is not an endorsement for Match.com either.
2012.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep, 2012. We went to play some disc golf.
Well, that's what I set up, sure.
Yeah.
A guy with a sweet stash like this is going to go play something cool like this.
You didn't have a stash then.
Would you? Would that have been a problem if I had shown up with just a mustache?
It would have definitely been a problem. Yes. Now that I know you, it's okay, but back then. Yeah, so let's see. At the time, I was a single parent of a baby, essentially, and there was pretty much no other meeting someone.
Yeah, Sean, the change of scenery for this live stream is that the previous one takes place like in our game room, which is like a bonus room above the garage, and we get bad Wi-Fi up there. Yeah. We had a lot of people. We had a lot of people complaining about lagging and buffering and stuff when we were up there, and so we decided to bring it back downstairs where the Wi-Fi router is just 20 feet over that way, and hopefully the feed has been good tonight. The audio is a lot better because we have a little bit more equipment than we used to have. We used to literally just be an iPhone and an iPad, and that was all we had. So hopefully this one's been a little bit better. So, but yeah, going back to that one, 2012. Somebody said on Instagram the other day that one of us has not changed at all, while the other one was a little tighter in the britches and not in a good way. If that was you, if you're watching this right now and you said that on Instagram, I took that.
You guys,
I was offended.
We don't get a lot of nasty comments, but every once in a while we do.
It's really funny. Some of the channels.
It made me so hateful.
Some of the channels have made. Pomsey did one time reading nasty comments. He made a video reading the comments. And we've seen a couple others. We've not had a ton of them. No. And every time we get an ugly comment or just a bizarre comment on YouTube, I tend to screenshot it because I'm hoping one day we can make a funny video with those comments. But you guys have been awfully nice to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody has been so nice. We don't get very many negative comments. But when somebody said that I was tighter in the britches and not in a good way, I was offended by that. Yeah. It's absolutely true.
Because this is not our full-time job. I mean,
it's absolutely. This is well, right, obviously.
Yeah, this is definitely not it. I mean, Jordan. Honestly, Jordan does all the work. I mean, he's the one that puts all the videos together and does everything. Like I don't do anything behind the scenes except for just being in there, like in the videos. He does a good job. He does it all. So.
I don't know if our comments feed has completely just stopped working or if you guys are just not interested in this anymore at all.
It's okay.
And if that's the case, that's all right. We can end this. I always call her out for this. She hates live streams.
It's just because my mouth can get me in trouble.
No, that's not the only reason. In Vegas, though, I get it. We like to live stream at least once per trip when we're in Vegas, and we always have a good time. It's exhausting. It's super exhausting. So we don't do it a lot. We've thought about doing this one a little more frequently. Like maybe we do this like once a quarter or so. Just because it's fun to interact with people. It's a lot better in real time than it is in the comments. I try to respond to almost every comment unless it's ugly. And even then, sometimes I find myself responding to comments. But when it's in real time and you can actually talk, it's fun. So we're thinking about doing this a little bit more often. One thing I was going to mention is the This Week in Vegas vlog that I was doing almost weekly for a long time, and now it's been a month. I mentioned in the last one that I wasn't going to do it so frequently because it's just a ton of work, and it takes me like 4 hours. And I was joking with her that anytime I see how many views it's gotten, and what kind of like YouTube revenue it brought in. I always look at her and I say, like Napoleon Dynamite, that's like $1 an hour. But it takes me like 4 hours to put that together every week, and that's just the filming and editing in it. So I'm trying to come up with a different format. Leave a comment if you really enjoy it. I know there are a lot of regular viewers of that, and it's kind of the same people in the comments every week. And I enjoy doing it because it's fun to keep up with current events, and it helps us to stay current. But boy, it's a lot of work. And so I'm trying to maybe reinvent that. I don't know, maybe if it's going to be monthly, maybe every 2 weeks. Maybe it's monthly and it's longer. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out yet. But if you like that vlog, I apologize that there hasn't been one put out in about a month. Maybe next week.
Thanks, Blake and Henry. We appreciate that. And Julie. Jody's.
Thank you, guys.
Jody's asking.
That one was fun. That was
fun.
That was exhausting. The sportsbook live stream. We went to like 8 sportsbooks in one day or 7.
Did a lot of walking.
And we walked several miles. Julie, we'll get one out there for sure. That's my goal, is to always at least get one. It's a 3-night trip, so I doubt there will be more than one. Yeah, but
it's a lot.
We used to do them on Facebook until we had a YouTube channel, but they're fun and people enjoy them.
Jody says, have you ever golfed in Vegas? Yes, he has.
I have. So I've actually been to Vegas since we've been together. I've been to Vegas twice without you. And one time was with a buddy of mine, and we took the junket to Laughlin, and then we rented a car in Laughlin, and we drove to Vegas, and we played golf. Played at TPC Las Vegas, not TPC Summerlin, there's 2. TPC Las Vegas the first day, and then we played at Las Vegas National the second day. Las Vegas National was basically a goat ranch these days, which is a real shame because it used to actually host at least one round of a PGA Tour event. And Las Vegas National is built around Paradise Palms, where the house from the movie Casino is. That was my biggest thrill of playing golf on that golf course. Is sandwiched in between the first fairway and the 18th fairway is the house, is Sam Rothstein's house from the movie Casino. And you better believe I drove the cart over there, I got out, and I kind of peeked over the fence to look at the pool and check out that house. Because if there were one house in the world that I could buy, I had the opportunity to buy, I think that might be it.
That's cool.
It's super cool.
I'm from Iowa, and yes, the Midwest mouth will make people mad. Yeah, I have a I can have a
Midwest mouth. I have a filter. I mean, she doesn't have a filter.
I'm pretty bad.
Yeah, it's just all bets are off when a live mic is around her. Hot mic. We need either the bleep button or the delay. Because, well, that's why we don't do, one of the reasons we don't do as many live streams. Can you do, Josh, oh, there it is. Can you do the news video as Napoleon Dynamite? I'd rather do it as Kip Dynamite, personally.
Yeah.
I prefer doing the Kip Dynamite impersonation. And
you don't want to see me do that. That's awful.
The worst person at impersonations in the world is her. And anytime I do Kip Dynamite, she tries to do it, and it's terrible.
And no, I'm not going to do it.
It's fun.
Laura, thank you so much for the...
Holy cow.
Holy moly.
It doesn't show up in this app as vividly as it does on YouTube. Laura, thank you so much. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. That's so
really appreciate that. That is terrific.
Oh, everybody's voting for you.
Super chat.
Everybody's voting for you to do the Napoleon.
I can do a pretty good Napoleon. The problem is that is really difficult to maintain.
It is. We'd have to change your whole look again. Do we live in Vegas or just visit? We do not live in Vegas. We live in Missouri, kind of southern Missouri.
Upcoming trip will be our 23rd together since 2013. Our first one was Memorial Day 2013. And back in those days, we were single, poor, and could only come about once a year.
Yeah.
Now we come about 4 times a year. Roughly, we aim for 4 times a year. Sometimes it's 3, but
most of the time it's 4.
becoming more. I mean, I've been 4 times this year.
Yeah.
No, this will be my 4th in June.
Yeah.
Next here in 11 days will be my 4th time this year. So we try to get at least out there 4 times a year. And now that we do the YouTube thing, it's going to become more frequent.
Yeah.
I think because you.
And that's why Jordan sometimes can go out there by himself, because it's hard. It's harder for me to take off work. I'm in healthcare, so it's a little bit more difficult.
It's a strange. I think I mentioned this on a previous live stream, but it's a strange hobby for people who live 1,500 miles away from Vegas. Mm-hmm. It's hard, and Josh and Rachel know that. He's been commenting throughout. It's difficult, so you have to really maximize your time. It's a difficult balance between still vacationing and trying to get footage in order to. It's one reason I kind of lean on that, and I say, if a video doesn't turn out very well, it's usually because I just didn't get the right footage because we're too busy trying to balance vacation and work. I say work; it's still a hobby, but it's tough. It's difficult. Plus one, Sean. Plus for Pedro. I bet Moonshot Tees probably has a vote for Pedro T-shirt. That's one I should probably add to my collection. I like T-shirts. I'm a big T-shirt fan. So now that I've got this Desert Inn one, I've got another one that I'll be wearing on the next trip. I got a Hacienda. What are you doing? Chasing the dog? I've got a Hacienda Las Vegas T-shirt now. I have a Stardust T-shirt that I wore to the Resorts World grand opening because I thought that would be fitting. I have the Bank from Ocean's 13, the fictional hotel, the Bank. And I aim to pretty much fill my closet with these vintage Vegas T-shirts. And are you purring? She's pretty sweet. We don't care for her all that much, if you can tell. She's pretty mistreated around here. Are you going to snort? You want to get right up in the microphone and do all your snorting?
You're making weird noises.
Vote for Pedro. Vote for Pedro as well. Yeah, I think that's on it's difficult to do Vegas vlogging when you don't live in Vegas. And one day, we probably will either live in Vegas or live close enough that we can drive there routinely, like Phoenix or something like that. So hopefully so. Well, I think we're probably running out of steam here. We're an hour and a half in. Mm-hmm. Comments have slowed down. The number of viewers is kind of dwindling as well. Anything else you would like to say, Flurry? You got anything? Get those ears perk up.
Yeah. She
says, I heard my name. There are a few things that will get her attention. One of them is GCR. Notice? That stands for golf cart ride. She loves her golf cart rides. Mm-hmm. That's one of her favorite things to do. The other one would be walk.
Going on a walk?
Walk. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one. And, of course, her name. And...
Treat. Yeah.
She's pretty sweet. She looks like she's in trouble right now, but she's really not. Sean, thanks for watching. As always, on all of these vlogs, thanks for watching. Sometimes the videos don't turn out the way I want them to. I hope they're getting better over time. Sometimes I watch... Richard... There it is. Love the stash. Well, Richard, the stash stays, I think, probably through at least the end of the summer. I want to get a little bit of... we were at the pool the other day here at home, and I had to put sunscreen on my face for the first time in like 15 years because, normally the beard shades it. Felt weird, but at the same time, it would be interesting to see if I can still get a tan on my face. We're going to try it out. I'm going to do it this summer.
Yep.
Oh, Yvonne, did you just show up? Did you just find us? You missed the live stream. It will be out there on the channel. You can watch it back. Unfortunately, no real time comments after it's archived. But I think I properly got the settings down this time so that it stays out there, and the live chat stays out there so that you can go back and read that. Anyway, I think. We got one more. Julie, you've been with us since the very beginning. Yeah. I think you were probably waiting on us to get started tonight. Apologize for the... Larry, what are you doing? Apologize for the delay. Anyway, 11 days to Vegas for us. Yeah. We're going to be there on Friday the 24th. Once again, if you are going to be in Vegas or you live in Vegas and you want to come out and have a drink with us on Saturday the 25th, send us a direct message on either Facebook or Instagram. We'll get either one. Please don't do Twitter. I only pull up Twitter like once every 2 weeks or so, and I miss out on it. So use Facebook or Instagram. Send us a direct message. Let us know. We're going to do it about 1 o'clock on Saturday the 25th. Place to be determined based on how many people are going to show up. We'd love to meet as many of you guys as possible and have a drink with you that day. We'll let you know the location if you sign up, and we'll see you then. Otherwise, watch for any potential live streams in Vegas that weekend, the 24th through the 27th. I feel like Dale. Anything else you'd like to add, Paula? Ashton.
Paula.
I know. I feel like I'm doing that.
No, I don't think so. Like I said, we'll see you guys next weekend. Just check us out.
And we'll definitely see Josh and Rachel next weekend. By the way, guys, we did a collab with those guys, a slot video that was a ton of fun. I understand if they didn't turn out as entertaining as they were in person, but Josh and Rachel, you guys are awesome. Can't wait to see you guys next weekend. And for the rest of you, go watch the video. If you get a little bit bored in the middle, just skip to the end. The end's really exciting. The beginning's great. And that'll be good. So, Peter, thanks. Safe travels. James says safe travels. Thank you guys so much. Hey, here's my ending tagline.
All right.
As always, thanks for watching, guys, because there's always more for us to show you on